Around 80 to 90% of real estate agents fail within the first 5 years of real estate. How to become a successful top producing real estate agent in 2026. Today's video, that's what we're going to be discussing, and I'm so excited to be assisting each and every one of you onto how to achieve your goals in real estate. Not only do you want to be a successful top producing real estate agent for 2026, but you want to make sure that continues for the remaining of your real estate career. Only about 20 to 30% of real estate agents are truly successful. Around 80 to 90% of real estate agents fail within the first 5 years of real estate. That speaks volumes. That shows you guys exactly how many real estate agents are able to be successful and actually make a career and make a living out of being a real estate agent. And when I'm talking about being a real estate agent, I'm not talking about doing it on the side, being a part-time agent. I'm talking about being a full-time real estate agent. Today we're going to be going over, I've written down and I've kind of thought through and thought back. I've been a real estate agent for 10 years. I started out in Washington, D.C. I kind of talked about this in my video where I'm talking about get to know me, but I've been a real estate agent for 10 years. It'll be 11 years this September, starting out in Washington, D.C. I was successful there. And then I recently moved to Houston, Texas about 4 years ago. I think it'll be 5 years in May. Time has gone so fast. But I think it'll be 5 years in May, and I have had success here. I'm going to tell you guys how you're able to achieve that success. The first step is you're clicking on this video. Obviously, you're a little bit curious as to what I have to say, and maybe you're about to get your real estate license and you want to know how you can be successful, or maybe you're already a real estate agent and you haven't had much success as an agent. Well, you've taken the right step by clicking on this video, and let's talk about how you can be successful as a real estate agent. So I have 5 steps and I've written them down here for us. Let me tell you guys the 5 steps and then we'll go into depth as to a little bit more about each step. The first step is your brokerage. The second is systems. The third is presence in social media. The fourth is consistency. And the fifth is investments. All of these are so important. So now we're going to go into depth. You guys, get out your pen, get out a recorder, take notes, do what you have to do, because if you're here, obviously you want to know how you can be successful. So the first one is your brokerage. You guys, your brokerage matters. You know how they say size matters? Your brokerage matters. It is so important that you are with not only a reputable brokerage, but that you're with a brokerage who wants to educate their agents and also has open door policy. So my first brokerage in DC, I was so blessed because sometimes you get with a brokerage, you go to the meetings, they make all of these promises, but they're not really who they say they are. Well, my brokerage in DC, I was with them from the beginning to when I left DC. The reason why your brokerage matters is because education. Your brokerage can provide a lot of education, and then your managing broker, that is going to be like your go-to person. Yes, you can talk to other agents that are in the office, but your managing broker is going to be like your backbone. They're going to be the ones who have your back. They're the ones who have so much knowledge from their expertise and like their longevity in the career. And they're the ones who can also provide you opportunities. So I was able to prove to my brokerage that I had a really high conversion rate with Zillow. Initially, I paid for Zillow, and then I had a lender who partnered with me and paid for Zillow. And then my brokerage was like, London, you are doing incredible. We want to be the one to pay for your Zillow. So they paid for my Zillow leads, and I also was in their reload program. So they provided me relocation leads. So your brokerage is it's crucial, you guys. That's going to be the first step, is like interviewing brokerages. You cannot be with a brokerage who provides false promises and doesn't like deliver. You have to be with a brokerage who delivers on what they say that they're going to provide to their agents. Also, when you are joining a brokerage, you want to make sure to ask like if they have a cap. So say that you sell $1 million in real estate. Once you sell that $1 million, you'll go to 100%. And I was at 100% with my brokerage. You guys, it makes a huge difference to be at 100% commission because they're not taking anything. Sometimes when you first start out, I know when I first started, it was like 50-50. You can negotiate that every year, but if they have a cap, that's phenomenal because you're gonna work your butt off so that you can achieve whatever that threshold is that you sell in real estate, so that once you reach that threshold, your commission will be 100%. Now, there are some brokerages now that are like 100% commission, but that's because they're not really providing much. So be careful with that, because I know that people sometimes like get so excited and they go to those brokerages, and then a year later or even 2 months later, their pockets are dry. They're not selling any houses. They don't know what they're doing. They don't have the support. So yes, so you definitely want to ask about the cap. You want to ask about like any admin fees that the brokerage may have, any monthly fees that they may have, any like printer fees. You just want to make sure to get a list, like an itemized list of all of the fees that the brokerage may have. And then you also, when you're interviewing, you want to ask about training. Training is essential. I took every single free class that there was, and my brokerage offered a lot of free classes. A lot of times, like the association in the state or the city that you're in will offer some classes, but my brokerage had so many free classes. It was amazing. I learned so much. So that is another thing that is so important, is you want to make sure that you are continuing your education. Once you get your license, the things that you learn, you're going to forget about a lot of that. Real estate is extremely situational. So the most that you learn is going to be from experiences that you have with buyers and sellers, or experiences that other real estate agents have already had, and they're kind of like giving you tea, giving you some knowledge on what to do and what not to do as a real estate agent. The second one was systems. You will not be successful without having systems in place. I don't care if you just got your license and you're starting out. I'm not saying to hire someone right away. Eventually, you will want to hire a transaction coordinator. But make sure that when you're starting out, you have your systems in place. And when I talk about systems, I'm talking about your CRM. That's where all of your buyer clients, listing clients, potential clients are going to go into a system, and you're going to kind of categorize and organize them by their readiness and their willingness to purchase or to sell. Like if there's someone that you need to nurture, then they're going to kind of like be categorized in C. And then like A are going to be those who are like pre-approved, ready to go out and look at houses. And then the B category is going to be people who are pre-approved, but they're kind of like a year out. They're not really ready to start looking at homes. You're just sending them listings in the MLS. So systems are so important to have in place. You also want to have a system where you block out time every single day to make your follow-up calls, follow-up emails. You are taking time to have like automated posts on social media, which we'll get to. But systems are so important. I cannot stress enough how important systems are. So you want to block out time daily to run home searches as well. And you can set up automated home searches. So this is what I mean when I talk about systems. In the MLS, whichever MLS your state uses, you can set up an automated search for each of your client based on their search criteria. That way, you're not going in every single day when a new listing or a coming soon listing pops up, you're having to manually run a search. No, the MLS is doing it for you. And of course, you can always go back and run an additional search manually just to make sure that there was nothing missed. But that's another system that is so important to have in place. A transaction coordinator. You guys, I had the most amazing transaction coordinator in DC. And let me tell you, a transaction coordinator is so important because what that person's going to do, they're going to allow you to free up a lot of like that admin work, and you be just completely client focused, completely client based. As soon as you get a buyer under contract, you're going to make an introduction to the title company with your transaction coordinator copied, and you're going to be making an introduction to your client and to the title company, letting them know, hey, we're under contract. I have my transaction coordinator copied. He or she is going to be our person who handles everything. Scheduling inspections, scheduling closing, making phone calls to the listing agent. That is just going to be like your right-hand man. So as soon as you can get a transaction coordinator, I strongly suggest it. You can set up the pay however, you guys see fit. Some people will do it where as though the transaction coordinator gets a percentage of the deal, or some people will do it where it's kind of like a salary or an hourly amount. And now they have AI transaction coordinators. I suggest a real life transaction coordinator, but you can certainly have like an AI transaction coordinator as well. But that's just another part of the systems that you want to have set up. The third item that we're talking about is presence in social media. You guys, let me tell you, social media is free marketing. Take advantage of it. Traditional marketing like flyers, pop buys, those things add up. Those things can be expensive. Social media is free. YouTube is a form of social media, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. I hear that Facebook is phenomenal for real estate. I have no idea how to navigate Facebook. So I definitely will be watching YouTube videos on that and how Facebook can expand my business. But use whatever social media platform you want, or just use all of them. You can repurpose your content, but just like let the world know you're so excited. You just got your real estate license. You're so excited. You just joined so-and-so brokerage, or I don't really suggest like this. You just sold a home or things like that. Like, I don't feel like those really work. You want to do like house tours, just have fun with it. And the more that you do it, the more that you'll like be comfortable with doing it. But you need to use social media. The presence aspect of that, that's going to be entertaining. Let me tell you guys, do not go. And I'm probably going to get some pushback on this, but let me tell you, going to those realtor happy hours, those realtor networking events where it's you and other realtors, it's a waste of your time. Those aren't your clients. You're going to meet real estate agents and your name is going to get out there as you close deals. But in order for you to close deals, you need to be putting yourself out there. You need to be marketing yourself in the public. People need to know what you do. So going to those networking events, scratch that off of the list. You need to like go on like Groupon, fashion shows is a good one. Go to like some new to the city happy hours where like people who are new in town or are transient, they're going to happy hours to socialize and to meet people. Those are phenomenal. You're going to meet people who are not only real estate agents are not your clients. Buyers and sellers and investors, those are your clients. So take the advice from me, please. Please, I'm going to be upset with you. Please do not go to those networking events that are realtor based. You need to go to happy hours, fashion shows, whatever it is. Just go to those so that you can like, people are going to ask, what do you do? Or you can ask someone else, like, what do you do? People love to talk about themselves. Ask someone, what do they do? In return, they're going to ask you what you do. And if they don't have any real estate needs, maybe their colleague does, maybe their spouse does, maybe their friend does, maybe a family member. Like, you never know, but you want to build those relationships and get yourself out there so that people know what you do. If you're in the house, no one's going to know that you're a real estate agent. It's kind of funny because people are like, London, how are you going to find a husband if you're in the house or if you're only working? Like, I'm not going to find a husband, and that's why I'm single, because I'm not out there really socializing in that aspect. The same goes for real estate. How are you going to be a successful real estate agent if you're in your house? Get out there. Don't go to those realtor networking events. Just take the advice from me. Thank you. Number 4 is consistency. You guys, you will not be successful in anything unless you are consistent. You need to be consistent with the marketing. You need to be consistent with going out and meeting people. You need to be consistent with your systems. You need to be consistent with your transaction coordinator. You have to be consistent in order to be a successful real estate agent. And that's just like common sense. And that's just honestly with anything in life. If I'm not consistent with YouTube, I won't be successful. If I'm not consistent with TikTok, I'm not going to be successful. If I'm not consistent in how I've been able to be a top producing multi-million-dollar real estate agent, I won't be successful. Yes, we evolve, and yes, you may pick up like new habits or learn new things. That's normal. But those new things that you learn, you have to be consistent or else it won't work. If you don't go to the gym consistently, you're not going to lose that weight. You're not going to tone up. So consistency is key. Like, I don't even have to say a lot about that point. Just be consistent, please. Number 5, we're almost done, you guys. The 5th one is investments. So you have to invest in yourself, invest in your product, invest in your brand. So I remember I sat down in my broker's office, my very first broker, Teresa, she phenomenal with Long and Foster. And I was like, Teresa, I want to have a brand. I want, and don't think that brokers think that like you're trying to veer off or something. No, you can eventually sell your brand. A lot of brokerages have classes on how to build your own brand. They actually welcome it. So I could not figure out like what I wanted my brand name to be. And she gave me the name London K & Co. I was so excited, you guys. I just like, it was amazing because it's like it's kind of like having an identity in your career. So I remember I had to invest in my brand. You have to have I had my business cards, I had my branded water bottles. Even here, I have 2 notebooks. Please don't mind, you guys. These things are dirty. These things go with me in the field. I have my branded notebook here. So this is like my sub logo of London K & Co. You have to like think of your brand colors. And this is the book that I'm using right now is branded as well. So this is just a smaller one. But invest in yourself. So invest in your brand. Think of your brand. Think of like my slogan is more than real estate. It's a lifestyle. Think about what you want your slogan to be. Think about what you want out of this career. And then some investments are going to be video, having a videographer, putting video out there, buying equipment so that you can do the video on your own. And like I mentioned, business cards, water bottles, you need to purchase signs. I mean, there's a lot of money that goes into, especially when you're starting off, as well as a lot that goes into maintaining your career as a real estate agent. Some investments are realtor fees and dues, training designation courses. So like say that you want to have a relocation designation or negotiation designation. There's classes that you have to take in order to have those designations, but it does make you more appealing to a consumer. Those are the 5 steps. So just to like go over it really quickly, briefly again, the 5 steps to becoming a successful real estate agent is number 1, the brokerage. Number 2, systems. Number 3, presence in social media. Number 4, consistency. And number 5, investments. You guys, I'm so excited. Please do not hesitate to ask me anything. Drop any questions that you guys may have in the comment section below, and I will definitely do my best to respond and answer to all of you all's questions. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and turn on my post notifications. I will be posting more real estate content, more how-tos, more story times, just a lot of like exciting things coming with this channel. It's not only going to be my lifestyle channel, but it's going to be real estate, just everything about me. So this channel is literally everything about me, and real estate is a part of me. So I will be including real estate content in this channel. I did want to give you guys like a few little tips. So if you stay towards the end, look at you getting tips. You want to make sure that as soon as you get your real estate license, before you even join your brokerage, as soon as you get your real estate license, or as soon as you pass that test, you guys, as soon as you pass your state and your national exam, you want to text every single person. When I mean every single, I mean every single. I don't care if it's an old boo. I don't care if it's a friend that you've fallen out with. You want to text every single person in your phone book and let them know how excited you are that you just passed your real estate exam and you're going to be hanging your license with a brokerage very soon. If people don't know what you do, how can they refer someone to you? I made sure to do that. Number 2, this is another tip. This is what you get for staying to the end. Being a real estate agent can cause you to have a lot of sacrifices. Some people say that they want to go into real estate because they can make their own schedule, they have more time, or they want the money. If you're going into it for those 3 reasons, you're not going to be successful. You have to understand that there's a lot of sacrifices that you're going to make, especially me as a single parent. I did open houses for the first year of my career every single Saturday and Sunday. And I remember praying to God to please allow me to have the pipeline in the income to where I did not have to do open houses every single Saturday and Sunday, because that took away quality time with my child. But I knew that it would be worth it, because at open houses, you are going to put yourself out there. People are going to see your face, and there's going to be unrepresented buyers who walk in there. Or I remember there was an investor in Washington, D.C., and we did my first $1 million deal in Washington, D.C. was a flip from an investor. So doing open houses every single Saturday and Sunday, I would say for like that first 6 months, if not your first year of real estate, is going to contribute tremendously towards your success. So yeah, so those are some tips. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I am looking forward to seeing you guys next week for another video. I drop videos every single week, and I appreciate and I love you guys so much. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day.